Hey everyone, my name is Zach Livonian, and I want to talk to you about a study I ran way back in 2021 looking at the feasibility of peer recommendation interventions for health-related social support. You can find the paper, this presentation, and our code linked on my website, which is on the bottom of every slide. Okay, social support is a key determinant of mental and physical health, and we know that support is particularly important during health journeys. But a lot of the social support that people undergoing a health journey might benefit from is unavailable in their existing support networks because people benefit from support specifically from others with similar but potentially uncommon experiences. Unfortunately, finding and connecting with people, with peers, is hard. It's one of the reasons that hospitals organize condition-specific support groups. Fortunately, the internet exists, and online communities offer the promise of creating a space where people can seek and receive support. But we have a big discovery problem here. Okay, I have some kind of support need in mind. I'm interested in connecting with peers, but I now need to wade through thousands of forum threads. Not great. There are a lot of design opportunities here, but a suggestion that comes up again and again is recommendation. Read the CSCW paper, looking at an online health community, odds are one of the design implications is going to be improving peer recommendation systems. But empirical research on systems actually designed specifically for connecting peers in health communities is remarkably uncommon. My challenge to the community is to treat recommendation as a serious intervention into people's social networks. As an intervention, we want to design it with particular health benefits in mind. In this case, we're designing our intervention to increase two behaviors that are plausibly associated with health benefits: reading about the experiences of peers and actually interacting with peers. But in general, we don't know that recommendation will actually increase these behaviors, nor do we know that increasing these behaviors is actually linked with health benefits. This is a classic causal gap, where we have some associational evidence that manipulation could help, but no strong causal evidence. And the associational evidence is really very good. So, for example, we ran our study here on the health blogging platform caringbridge.org, and receiving interactions from peer blog authors was associated with an additional 6 blog posts and an additional 3 months of activity on the site. That's a huge effect size if there's a strong causal relationship between peer interaction and engagement. So let's run a randomized controlled trial. What we want to evaluate is efficacy. Will the recommendation intervention actually increase desired behaviors? But running an RCT is hard and expensive. There are too many open questions, too many degrees of researcher freedom. Instead, let's run a feasibility study first. This concept comes mostly from the health sciences and, in my view, is greatly underused in HCI. We'll try to collect some data about efficacy, but our focus is on all the preliminaries: the demand for our intervention, the acceptability of the intervention to participants, how practical and adaptable the intervention is, and specific challenges in implementation. Our goal is to triangulate overall feasibility by collecting evidence in each of these areas. Let's start by talking about the system we designed. By embracing the feasibility study mindset, we want to be practical. Email notifications are common on CaringBridge, so we copied the design of existing author notifications into a new blog recommendation email with 5 links. To generate recommendations, we trained a deep learning recommendation model from historical interaction data we already had. The goal of a feasibility study is to surface useful insights. So we also did a whole bunch of experiments about what data it's useful to have if you're trying to do this, and spoilers, I think that you should. Now turning to the field study. We throw up a recruitment banner and get CaringBridge authors to take a survey. We got some really interesting data on what motivates people to seek out peers and what makes a good peer recommendation. So check that out in the paper. We got 79 people to sign up for 12 weeks of emails. And then we collected data for 3 months after the study to do some efficacy estimates. In one slide, no apparent harms, either qualitatively or in terms of retention and engagement. One participant objected to 2 recommendations. Otherwise, most people didn't give us feedback on the recommendations. We also heard some really nice feedback, like this participant comment. So what was the point of all of this? Feasibility. Recommendations didn't seem to hurt, and they caused hundreds of new likes and comments. Now we have the confidence to do a full-blown RCT. During this study, we learned a bunch of fiddly practical things that I think will be really helpful for other people designing peer recommendation systems. If you're interested in peer recommendation or peer matching at all, please do check out the paper. Thanks for listening.